welcome to another wonderful episode of Shoes Off Talk. What's up? What's up, G Irv? Um, Before we get into this episode, we want to send out prayers to the Austin family. Christy Austin, who is one of our co-hosts of the show, she's out today. I'm asking everyone to send up prayers for her mom. Her mom is battling um, some illness right now, so we want to uplift the Austin family in prayers
Yeah.
during this time. Um, and so we definitely want to lift them up in prayers. Um, on another note, is tomorrow's Mother's Day.
It is. It is. It is Mother's Day, y'all. Woo,
So,
man. You know what? I think it came by. It came by too quick.
huh?
I really do. To me, it came by quick. I was like, it's already Mother's Day. Like, man, because look at it. When you say Mother's Day, it's always gonna be Mother's Day, Father's Day. Then next thing you know, it's
There's a
Independence Day.
Father's Day.
Uh, uh, yes.
I think we get overshadowed so much, and it's
Well,
it's well deserved. I'm
well,
I'm not
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
complaining.
yeah.
It's well deserved. So um, I know that was like a running joke for a while. When people make that statement and say, "Hey, I didn't realize there was Father's Day." Um,
Like, what is that?
we play a significant role, but nothing compared to mom.
Exactly.
Nothing
Yeah.
compared to mom. I think Mother's Day is really not enough, uh, acknowledgement of the mothers. And so we want to send out wishes to all of our mothers,
Yeah.
wishing them a happy Mother's Day. We hope your Mother's Day is an enjoyable one. We hope you get to spend as much time as need be with your loved ones. We just want to tell you guys we wish you all a happy Mother's Day. And for the fathers out there that are having to play both roles,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
applies to you as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
This applies to you as well because I know myself, I know quite a few single fathers out there that is having to do both roles. And I know that can be tough. Um, Never had to do it, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Marvell had to do that for
Oh
quite a
yeah, that's
while.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's even closer to home. Lardell, we wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Yes, sir.
so
I'll make sure I text you tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day.
so so when you when you think of mom, when you think of mothers, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Man, when I think of mothers, I mean, every time I think of Mother's Day or just moms, period, I just think of my mom. I just think about how what the whole features and the whole thing about around the whole mothers, what they're up against. When it comes to uh, being that person that is the heartbeat of the family.
Uh huh.
Being that anchor, being that the one who makes who's made of tenderness and just that heart that is stitched, you know, with love and compassion and that celebrates the challenging, the and and what else comes to mind is the way that they do all these things like a job. It is a job to them.
Sometimes with no
Yeah.
recognition.
And the job is unpaid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that this is one job that is priceless to them.
Yeah. Yeah. It, like I said, we don't give mothers enough credit for what they do, because even the stuff that we don't talk about, that we don't mention, um, goes unnoticed,
Mhm.
and kids and everyone else, um, we've lost the respect for motherhood over the years, and I think it has a lot to do with these new moms. And what I mean by these new
Man.
moms is we got moms that want to be moms, but they want to be the young mom again. They want to be able to move around, and because back in the day when you were a mom, you wouldn't say like your life is over, but you definitely had to make some adjustments. You
Right.
wasn't going out as much as you used to go out. You wasn't doing a lot of the stuff, because you have responsibility.
You're being a parent.
These new moms,
They trying to
I
go
see
out with their
moms
kids.
bringing kids to the
Right.
like handheld kids, bringing them
Mhm.
to the bars and all this other stuff, man.
See?
These new moms is built different. And
Yeah.
then the other thing is like you got these older moms that some their kids are self sufficient. They can be at home by themselves. Some of them are in college. These new moms is like, hey, we ain't the old moms. We and hats off to them. These women are hitting the gyms, and they're breaking the stereotype of what a mom should look like at an older age. And so kudos to them,
Yeah.
for even having a wherewithal with all of that. Those are the ones that I'm impressed with. Like I go to the gym quite a bit, and I see people in the gym, and um, super fit, um, people that compete and all of this other stuff. And for me, it's that mom. It's that mom that I'm impressed with because I know she's had to navigate, maybe a babysitter or just life as a mom. And so kudos to them. Um, what I think of a mom is definitely the cornerstone of the family.
Right.
Um, they are the anchor for the family. Um, if you want to know if that is true or not, get into trouble and see who the first person you're gonna call.
I know, right?
It could be something that would require like physical strength,
Hmm.
um, that of a man, but the first person you're gonna call is mom.
But and why is that though? Why do we do that? It's like,
Because mom, there's something soothing about a mom's touch, a mom's voice. There's something soothing about that to where you hear it, you feel it, you see it. It makes you feel like you can get through anything. If mom has your back, like it ain't too much you're not gonna feel like you can't do. And so I think that's the thing is because I've had my back against the wall a couple times, and that's the first name I called.
I mean, you're right though, because I mean, I tell my kids, I'm like, look, you know, you already know how I am. So it's like if you do something with your mama and get her to the point that she's not trying to help you, you out of luck. Because uh-uh. Basically, yeah, I mean, you got to go through a whole lot. You got to, do a whole lot for moms to be like, go somewhere.
Yeah,
You
mom,
know.
mom gonna have your back through thick and thin. But the real moms, what they're gonna do is they're gonna make you own up and
True.
accept the responsibility for
That's
your
true.
actions.
Yes.
Because them
Yeah.
real moms, you get in
Oh my
trouble, you commit a
man.
crime, them real moms gonna take you to jail. They gonna take you to jail.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be running the streets, running from law enforcement. Them real moms,
Yeah.
they go, hey, it's my son. He did it. Take care of my boy. Take care of my girl. But hey, you do the crime, you do the time.
Man
And
up,
so
woman
that's
up.
that's them real
Yeah.
moms for you. That's them real moms. These new moms gonna try to hide you. They're gonna give you multiple passports to get you
Right.
out of the country. These new moms
Oh yeah.
is these
Come
new
on.
moms is thugs.
Uh
But
huh.
you can't do nothing but appreciate it, man. And even that is all out of love. Um, these moms don't want to see nothing happen to their little ones. But um, we've kind of gotten away of kind of like the old school mom values, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it because back then the values were about family. It was about, teaching us the value of love, the value of care, the value of respecting one another, the value of just being there, and stuff. And now it's like you still have something like that, but then at the same time, it's about me.
Uh huh.
What about me? It's all about me. What about me? What can you do for me? It unswerving. It on a different direction. And so it's like if you really want that true mother love or that true motherness, you have to go back to those days where it was when everything was about, you know, helping one another and showing each other love and all that. So,
Yeah, it's I think the position has lost value. Um, we feel like we don't, and this is just me. I'm not a mother, so I'm not speaking for mothers. These are strictly my views. Um, I think we've gotten away from what it means to be a mother. I think we're now mothering with stipulations. Um, and what I mean by that is that back in the day there was no stipulations. I'm a mother. I'm a mother, and I need to do everything that encompasses being a mother.
okay. Okay.
Um, I think the new mothers are so into themselves that a lot of these kids are latchkey kids to where these new moms are it's more important about their looks, their careers,
Mhm.
um, their
Right on it.
friends,
Yep.
and all of these different
Yep.
things.
That's
When
it.
back in the day, a mom would tell you, "My kids come first. I don't care what's going on. My kids come before any and everything."
Yeah, because you said it. You hit it on the nail. It's especially when it came to the looks and all that because the mothers now they're making sure that the mothers is out there doing their thing. They're
Hmm.
out there dressing to the T. They're out there, going to the salon, doing their making sure their makeup is done, making sure the hair is tight, and all that. But the kids coming out looking like somebody done,
Oh my God.
tornado done hit them, and
Oh my God. You bring
so
up one of my
and I'm like, dude, what is this? You
bro.
know?
That's one of my pet peeves. That's one of my pet peeves is when you as a mom or a dad,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't gonna rule the
Right,
dad
right,
out.
right.
You come out dressed to the nines, nice sneakers on, clean sneakers, nice outfit, and then your child is looking busted.
Mm-hmm. Show up from the flow up. Yeah.
How is for me with my sons, like I don't care if I was looking scrubby. My kids was in Oshkosh and all the other brands. That's a representation of me. My kids are a representation of me. So um, my kids are gonna look better than I look as it pertains to dressing. But I see some of these new parents, man, and these mugs.
Mm.
Look, uh, baby out in public got food all around his mouth, nose running, clothes hanging off, one
Mm-hmm.
shoe on, one shoe
Right,
off. Like,
right, right, right.
come on, man, come on. Like, but that's them new parents. Um, we talked about a lot of things, characteristics of mom. What are some of the things that because we know that there's some people that have had the um, misfortune of either losing mom or not having had a mom. What are some of the things that you think that people miss out on not having a mom?
Um, I would say the more of the social, the emotion. um, the learning, what else? Just that that nurturing that mothers give, you know, and that the talks, the encouragement, all of the things that we talked about earlier, you know, when you don't have that, when you have that absence, it it's not there. It's not your. It's like a hole that's not going to be filled.
Yeah, yeah. It the teachings of about life um, is the thing that is missed most. The experience that mom brings, um, vicariously living, you know, uh, your life through mom's experiences as a child. Um, and if she was reared or raised in a strong home, um, trying to, you know, grab and instill those values that she grew up on. And so that could be a blessing and a curse, because a lot of people wasn't fortunate to be raised in a home where the values were like A1. Um, and there's a lot of things that, I'm not knocking anybody because there's a lot of things that contribute to that. Some people have had mis, the misfortune of, not having the things that we, in essence, take for granted. Um, that strong foundation of family, whether it's the immediate family or the family that's outside the home. Um, and so sometimes that gets lost, when we talk about um, the families of today, and what, like we said, what that looks like with the lack of having a mom, that cornerstone in the family. Um, Definitely, that is an opportunity for someone to step up into that role. But that's some tough shoes to fill.
It is
That's
because
some
you
tough
you
shoes
got to
to
look
fill.
at it because I mean, yes, you have people that will, they see that where you are lacking, they try to make that, that trying to make that way of trying to help you out. But the thing is that it's not the same.
No.
It would never be the same. But there's women out there that has a strong backbone that will, you know, put a foundation on you. But the thing is that that foundation and the foundation that your mom did, your original mom did, it yes, they're different, but at the same time, the lady that comes into your life that puts that foundation is still a foundation.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, we've had this conversation quite a bit where we talk about the village. And so we talk about the fact that there are some people out here that had the misfortune of not having a mom at all in their lives from
Right.
day one.
Yeah.
And that's where the village for me comes in, is like back in the day, you would have a mom that may not necessarily be related to you, would come in and teach you how to be a mom. Nowadays, you can't really do that because some people would consider that crossing the line into areas where you shouldn't be as it pertains to telling someone how to raise their kids. Back then, you were more open to wanting to listen to someone that might not necessarily be your mom. And so we're so we can be self-centered, and thinking about ourselves and not really putting the kid um, to the forefront, because really that's what it's about, is that child being able to get those motherly values instilled in them, whether it's the mother that's in the home, or an experienced mother outside the home that's willing to pour into a new mom.
But see, that's the thing though, Tim. It's like, why do men who bring in women um they'll allow these women to be a mom to their kids?
Ooh, I would think we talked about that too. That's that's something else that gets me is I think we talked about the mom bringing guys,
Mhm.
different guys home and
Right.
confusing the kid thinking that this is a replacement for my dad. But it also is twofolds on the other hand with with guys bringing women in
Yeah.
and kids getting the misconception of, hey, this is either mom or it's not mom, um and that's part of being a parent. That's part of understanding that how valuable your kids are, and not everyone needs to be around your kids. Um,
But look at it though. You that right there though. Okay, so why are you messing with this person that shouldn't be around you?
I always say this, bro, is if I don't see you having the potential to be a mom to my kids, you're not coming around my kids. And that has everything from your makeup, how I look at you and see, okay, I feel like I could spend the rest of my life, and that's gonna take time. The other thing is like it used, like I said back in the day, if you met someone's mom or if you met their kids, you were damn near knocking at the door of marriage. You just that's just was something that you didn't do. You didn't bring people around your kids. You didn't bring people around your mom unless it was that special person.
But then when we bring people around our parents, it was already a factor that if if you like the mom or you like the dad, then therefore you're already going to be in that family at some point. But you knew what your person, the guy or the girl, you knew what they were going to be just by experiencing that time with the mom or the dad, but more so the mom.
Yeah, I definitely had to spend some time. I mean, I wasn't in that situation, but I could see being in that situation, and you and the other reason why you have to be careful of who you bring around your kids is you don't know what the intentions are and what's going on in that person's life. And kids are so influential. It doesn't take much to influence them.
No, it doesn't.
And if you bring the wrong people around and they're influencing them in a negative way, that's you're gonna have to reparent and tell these kids, hey, that ain't the way you do it, or whatever it is. A parent's job is already difficult. You shouldn't be making it more complicated by the people that you bring around your kids. So I think we need to be more mindful of that. Um, we kind of alluded to this. Um, does being a mom, being a good mother, is that something that you learn on the job, or is that something that's instilled in you from your mom?
I would say, like, for me, I would say it's both. But more so, if you're trying to be a good mother, then it's from more so of what if your mother was a good mother, then it's that's where it's gonna come.
Yeah. Um, that is that I agree with you to an extent, and when I heard you talk, I kind of was thinking about you are going to take a lot of those values and morals and things that were instilled in you if you had that mom, that good mom. Um, but you also there's a lot of on the job training um, that plays a factor in being not just a good mom, a good parent. Um, because the times change. Things aren't what they used to be, even in the world. And so I think you have to, like they tell us in the military, adapt and overcome. I think you have to change with the times. You know, times aren't what they used to be. We talk about the village. Back in the day, like a parent could leave the house and not worry about anything because every neighbor around was watching the house.
Right.
You know, nowadays it's not like that.
Me,
It,
myself, and I.
it's not like that, and it's dangerous out here. You know, you leave your 12-year-old or 13-year-old at the house. Um, Neighborhoods just let people just roam through their neighborhood. You know, you couldn't do that back in the day. If you did if people didn't know you in the neighborhood, you get stopped. Like, hey, can we help you find something? Nowadays, you know, people see some weird people in the neighborhood, they closing their shades because they don't want to be involved.
Yeah, it's like what happened to the whole somebody's at the house and they knocking on your door and they looking in your windows and stuff, and then next thing you know, one of your neighbors give you a call talking about, hey, there's some people over there at your house.
Shoot,
You know,
I know in my neighborhood they ain't get. Hey, you sitting there looking through somebody's window, they come up behind you like, hey, can I help you find something?
right.
Like,
You know
what?
what?
Why are you looking in the Davis's windows like that?
Hmm.
Like, do you know them? All
Right.
right, sir, I'm gonna need you to leave before we
Hmm.
call the cops.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then when the Davisons get home, you're gonna get a full report of what we saw. That we don't have that anymore. We don't. Everybody is really out for self, and we don't have that anymore. So that makes it tougher being a parent, is because you don't have those kickstands and those crutches that help you get through, you know, those tough times, and also that has your back, you know, with instances like that. Um, so I think it is a compilation of both, but as a as these new parents, you definitely have to be able to, you know, multitask, switch it up, you know, parent multiple ways. And so that's why it's important to have a great relationship and great communication with your kids, is because a lot of that stuff is going to come from your kids. But if your kids don't feel comfortable with talking to you, then that creates a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was important with me, with my two sons, is that I made them feel comfortable with coming to me with anything. I don't care what it was. I actually did. I want, real quick, off topic. I want to apologize. We're having some of the worst internet connection issues with these Mevo cameras. So I want to let my Facebook people know that go to YouTube to see this segment, because these Mevo cameras keep stopping because of the internet connection in this building. But back on topic. Um, yeah, it's tougher now to be a parent than it was back in the day. Um, but it still doesn't negate the fact that even today you still gotta want to be a parent.
Mhm.
There's some parents out there that think their kids are
Yeah.
inconveniences,
Why is that? Because it's like
because they want to still be able to do they thizzle and get out in these streets.
yes. But then it's like, okay, you have these kids and stuff like that, but then you want to do all that,
Should
but
have
it's
thought
like,
about that before
right. I'm like, what is
you
this?
you got that guy that didn't have a great pullout game, or somebody you foresaw
Uh-huh.
yourself spending the rest of your life with, that really wasn't worthy of getting that kind of time from you. Um, but yeah, it is definitely tough in this day and age to raise kids, man. These kids have so much access to social media and different things, and even that alone is a tough out for parents, because you don't have kids that are, one of the things is you don't have kids that are in person bullying. You got a lot of these internet bullies,
Cyber.
and so, um, and like I said, if your kids aren't comfortable with coming to you talk about stuff, that's stuff that really scars kids, and once they get to a point to where that's absorbed in them and they deal with it on a daily basis, then you got the depression issues. You got all of these things that start setting in, and it's a downward spiral. I mean, it can be remedied, but it's a downward spiral, and it makes your job as a parent difficult. That's why it's important from the jump that you have that strong, cohesive relationship with your kids, um, because that's half the battle. If your kids feel comfortable with coming to you, talking to you about any and everything, there's not much that's going to slip through the cracks as a parent. And so I encourage all the parents out there, mothers and fathers, single mothers, single fathers, um, make sure you have that cohesive relationship with your kids, man, and make sure that they understand that they can come to you and talk to you about anything with no judgment. I think sometimes as parents we forget we were kids, and we forget some of the stuff that we did, and so we sometimes as parents have a tendency to hold our kids to a higher standard than we have for ourselves as kids,
That.
and we do that, and a lot of it is we want better for our kids, but you still have to understand they are kids. They are going to make mistakes. I don't care how much you tell them and show them how to not make mistakes. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to touch the hot stove. Even though they know they're going to get burnt, they got to feel it for themselves, and that's okay. All you got to do is touch the hot stove one time. Touch it one time and leave that little mark that looked like you burnt your fingerprint off.
Oh my.
Yeah, touch that stove one time.
That's all it
The
takes.
next time you touch the stove, it's gonna be an accident because you fell into it or something. But yeah, I want to wish all of our mothers out there again a happy Mother's Day. Um, if you don't have anyone in your life that's telling you that they appreciate you as a mother for whatever reason, we just want to tell you we appreciate you and we love you. My mom, Doris Jean Johnson, I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day. Lloyd,
Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
um, and me and Floyd, we do share our mothers too. So if you don't have a mom for whatever reason, you can borrow ours.
Oh my God.
We'll give
You said it on the nose, Tim. That's
we'll
what it
we'll
is.
we'll let you borrow our mom.
Because they will surely accept you.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, my
yeah.
mom, and a lot of people know because my mom used to live out here, and my mom, there was people that I introduced to my mom that was going to my mom's house having dinner without me there.
Man,
so
come on, man.
I kind of low key got in my feelings, but then I had to take a step back and be like, okay, they don't get to experience this on a regular, so I gave them a pass.
Yeah.
I gave them a pass. But my mom now lives right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in Jefferson City, and I know for a fact there's people around there that's enjoying the company of my mom. Um, Either they don't have access to get to their mom, but I don't mind sharing.
But
I
that
don't
what
mind
that
sharing.
but see what that does, Tim, that gives a understanding of what type of parent she is.
Uh huh.
What where she came up, how she was raised, how
Yep.
and all that. So that's all that is. That's like that's that old school raising,
Yeah,
because
that's that village. That's that
yeah,
village
man.
thing. Like, yeah, come on in the village. We'll don't stay too long though. Yeah, don't stay too long. Your first time showing up without letting me know, it's free. Give you a pass. Don't make it a regular thing though. But we appreciate you guys tuning in to today's show, man. Like I said, I apologize for the um, technical difficulties with the internet on Facebook. But what I really need is I need all of you guys to go to our YouTube and subscribe. Shoes Off on YouTube. Please subscribe, 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 subscribe. Um, there's multiple reasons why we're asking. The main reason is really to get our viewership up. The other thing is that once we are able to get our viewership up, we are able to do more things. We have more access on YouTube uh, to do bigger and better things. So go and subscribe, 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 subscribe.
Subscribe.
So the link to subscribe is I posted it a million times. It's that video. It's like a 10-second video that has the red kind of like slogan or banner going through it. All you do is hit that. It'll take you there and you subscribe. We've also sent out a million links as well. So we want to try to hit at least 1,000 before the end of this month. We got 2 weeks. That's the push. Find the link. Subscribe. Jeremy. I met Jeremy last night at Champions. and I'm a
Okay.
regular at Champions. I like to shoot pool.
Yeah.
Jeremy caught me on one of my off days,
Wow.
and him and his partner, who I thoroughly thrash every time I go to Champions. They was on a little hot streak last night. They peeled
Okay.
my head back to the white meat probably 4 or 5 times.
Oh man.
No, probably like 3 or 4 times out of like 6 or 7. Bro, that's uncharacteristic of. But I ain't gonna take nothing away from you, Jay.
Okay.
I ain't gonna take nothing away from you. Y'all were the better men last night, so I'll take my lumps and keep it moving. But coming back at you, brother. Jeremy played at University of Arizona. He's now a free agent in the NFL. I guess he's in conversations with Detroit, and I forgot what the other team was. But we are going to lift you up in prayer. I told him last night because he was telling me there's a couple teams that his people are talking to, and I was like, bro, you in your mind and in your heart, you say where you want to go. You speak that thing into existence.
Yeah, put it out there, man. Put it out there.
The Bible says that, be specific in what you ask God for. I don't want just a regular truck. I want a lifted dually with them things sitting on them, God. And that's how you got to be specific. Don't just say I want a truck. God may give you like a Nissan or something. I ain't saying nothing about Nissan, but we all know Toyota makes the best truck. Shameless plug. But we appreciate you guys tuning in today to Shoes Off Talk. We need you guys to go to our YouTube at Shoes Off Talk and subscribe. We need to get these numbers up. So if you have any influence, go ahead and copy that link and pass it around so we can get these subscriptions up. Like I said, there's a bunch of things that we want to do on YouTube, but we can't do it until we get the subscribers. So we appreciate you guys tuning in today. Like I said, tap in with a mother and wish them a happy Mother's Day for all of you that are blessed to be able to spend some time with your mother. Don't take it for granted, man, because we don't know the day nor the hour that time is going to depart us. And you'll be left with a lot of amazing memories, but the one thing you don't want to have is regrets. So don't send mom to voicemail when she calls you 179 times like my mom does, because it's going to come to a point in your life where you're going to wish you were getting those calls. So don't take mom for granted. You're here because of mom, so give her due. So how we end all shows, love, peace, and soul.